Okay, so if you've ever dug out an old RC car, maybe from the 80s, maybe the 90s, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Those brilliant white nylon bits.
Exactly. The Parma stuff, Proline, CRP hop-ups, they used to look so good.
And now they're kind of yellow, maybe a bit brittle. Sometimes they just snap.
It's so frustrating. And trying to figure out how to fix it online, it's a mess.
It really is. Just conflicting advice everywhere. So that's what this deep dive is about today. We want to cut through that confusion.
Right. Give people like a solid science-based guide.
Exactly. So you can actually know what you're doing, whether you just want them to look better or, actually be strong enough to use again.
Okay, let's get into the science then. Why do they go yellow? It's not like it's just dirt, right? And
Yeah.
it's different from old computer cases.
Totally different. It's called photooxidation.
Hmm.
Basically, UV light sunlight attacks the nylon.
Attacks it how?
It actually breaks the long molecule chains inside the plastic. And when they break, they form these new little chemical groups called chromophores.
Chromophores.
Okay. Those are what absorb blue light. When something absorbs blue, it looks yellow to us.
Ah, okay. So the sun literally changes the chemistry to make it look yellow.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And here's the really key thing. That same UV damage, that chain breaking, or chain scission, as it's technically called,
Yeah.
that's also what makes it brittle. Plus, nylon naturally holds moisture. It's hygroscopic. Over time, it dries out, loses that moisture, which acts like a natural plasticizer.
So wait, the yellowing and the brittleness, they're basically the same problem, just two different
You
symptoms.
got it. They happen together, caused by the same underlying degradation. And knowing that, well, it changes how you should think about fixing it.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So simple scrubbing isn't going to cut it. What does work then? I've seen people just like boil the parts. Seems way too easy.
It does sound simple, but yeah, hydrothermal treatment, boiling them for just say 1 to 5 minutes, it actually does a lot.
Like what?
Well, first, it forces moisture back into the nylon, rehydrates it. That moisture acts as a plasticizer, making it less brittle, more flexible.
Okay, brings back some life.
And second, it anneals the nylon, kind of like heat treating metal. It relieves internal stresses, makes the structure a bit more stable and strong.
Huh, and does it whiten it?
It gives it what you might call an optical whitening. It looks kind of milky white, definitely better. Maybe not factory fresh bright, but rejuvenated. The only risk is really thin parts might warp a little.
Right, gotta be careful there. Okay, so boiling is one option. What about the chemical stuff? Retro bright or just soaking in OxyClean? People rave about the whitening.
Yeah, they do. And OxyClean basically is retrobrite, chemically speaking. The active stuff, sodium percarbonate, releases hydrogen peroxide when it hits water. Same idea.
And that peroxide, it attacks the yellow.
It oxidizes those chromophores, yeah. Bleaches them out, basically. Very effective for whitening. But
There's always a but, isn't there?
there is that aggressive oxidation. It actually continues breaking down those polymer chains.
Oh no. So it makes the original problem worse.
It can, yes. It definitely exacerbates any existing brittleness. You might get a super white part, but it could be even weaker than before you started.
Wow, so you trade looks for strength. That's
Yeah.
not ideal for a part you actually want to use on a car.
Exactly. It's a major trade-off.
Is there any chemical way that doesn't trash the plastic? I think I read something about using bleach but controlling the pH really carefully.
Yeah, the pH-controlled hypochlorite method. That comes from an old patent, actually. It's powerful. You use bleach, but you have to keep the pH tightly controlled, right between 8.0 and 8.7.
That's specific? Why?
Because in that narrow range, the bleach is really effective against the yellow chromophores, but it's much, much less damaging to the actual nylon structure compared to regular high alkaline bleach.
Okay, so it's like a targeted strike.
Pretty much. But you need to be precise. Get the pH wrong, and you can still damage the parts. It's more of an expert level technique.
Right. So boiling helps strength but isn't perfect whitening. Chemicals whiten great, but risk brittleness? Unless you're super careful with pH. What's the best overall approach if you want both looks and strength?
Well, the thinking now leans towards a combined approach, like a two-step process.
Okay.
First, use a controlled chemical whitener, maybe OxyClean, maybe the pH-controlled bleach if you're careful to get that cosmetic whiteness back.
Get it looking good.
Then immediately after, you give it a short boil, just maybe 1 to 3 minutes.
Ah, so the boiling counteracts the chemical brittleness.
Exactly. It rehydrates, anneals, adds that flexibility back after you've done the whitening. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Maximum whitening, minimum strength loss, maybe even some strength gain.
That makes a ton of sense. And then, once it's white and strong, perfect for dyeing.
Perfect canvas. You can use regular RIT dye on the stovetop.
Mm-hmm.
Simmering water, maybe 60, 80 Celsius, add the dye, bit of vinegar, tiny bit of dish soap. Works great on nylon.
And hey, you could maybe even whiten, rejuvenate, and dye all in the same pot if you sequence it right.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll maybe clean the pot between steps. But the point is, you have options.
One last thing, though. How do you stop it just yellowing all over again?
Crucial final step, UV protection. You have to seal it with a good quality, non-yellowing, UV-blocking clear coat. An acrylic one is usually best. That shields it from the sun, stops the whole photooxidation process, starting again.
Right. Lock in all that hard work.
Absolutely essential for long-term results.
Okay, so wrapping this up then. For you listening, you basically have a choice. There's a simpler path. Just boil the parts. It helps flexibility, makes them look better, less brittle.
Yeah, the easy win, especially if strength is your main goal.
Or there's the more involved multi-step way. Chemical white, then boil, then maybe dye, and definitely seal. That's for getting that perfect look and trying to keep the strength.
The best of both approach, aiming for pristine and durable.
It's kind of cool how this whole RC restoration thing brings together, hands-on craft with actual polymer science.
It really does. Shows how a bit of understanding about why things happen can make such a difference in saving these old parts we love.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other everyday things could benefit from this kind of scientific deep dive and careful restoration? Something to think about.